Hey everybody, welcome to our Pink Power team call tonight. And I am so excited to get to share a little bit about my story with you. My name is Chris Rosencrans and I am a diamond with Plexus. It's been a little over a year now since I reached that rank. But I want to tell you my story from the beginning. We've got a lot of new faces on here over the last several years, and even in the last month, we get new people that join all the time because our team is amazing. And so I just thought, I'm leading team call, and it's been a long time since I've done that here in Pink Power. I haven't just led team call, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to tell my story and just give you a little bit of a picture as to how a very simple life, simple person, I guess I should say, came and stumbled across this opportunity and somehow reached the top rank of this company, and really honestly never thought that that was something that I was capable of. And but it happened, and I want to tell you how and just how we got here. So I want to go back actually 8 years. I heard about Plexus at my school. I taught elementary PE in a Christian school, fairly good sized Christian school in Holland, Michigan. And I'd been teaching for probably, I don't know, at that point in time, 8 years ago. I'm not going to do that math, but I'll do the math. I'll tell you how many years I taught when I was done teaching. But I was teaching, and my kids were, I believe, 8, 6, and 2 at that time. And so, just living life. I taught, elementary PE. So busy days, full of little kids, K through 5, K through 6, just depending on the year. Preschool even was in there. I taught 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds in the gym, if you can imagine what that's like. So I had lots and lots of energy that I needed to just go through my days with. And I really felt pretty good after my son was born. He had a kind of a complicated birth and a little bit of drama afterwards. And after I healed up from that, I really dove into taking care of my body and just really watching what I was eating. I was working out 5-6 days a week. I was running a ton of miles, and I lost weight. I think it took me about a year and a half to lose 25 pounds or so. And that's because I still like to eat pizza and bagels and drink coffee with creamer in it. And I was not 100% clean, everybody. But I did it, and I was really proud of myself. And so I drank a lot of water, and I ate a lot of salads too, though, let me tell you. And a lot of people ask me, what are you doing? How are you doing this? And honestly, my answer was, I run a lot and I eat like a rabbit. And that's really and then I would throw some pizza in there and some other things that were not so healthy for me, like candy and sweets and stuff. So it took a little bit of time, but I did it, and I was really proud of myself, and I really was feeling pretty good. So along came a teacher who was kind of new to our system, and she was going to start up a network marketing company, and she was very open about it and was sharing about it and was kind of debating back and forth between two different ones. And she shared that when she decided to do it, that she was going to do Plexus. And I never heard of it, but she, of course, reached out to me, came to my gym quite a bit, probably 2 or 3 days a week, just to chat. But she was always carrying her Plexus bottle or cup that was all blinged out, and would just be sipping on her pink drink in front of me and telling me about candida and all this stuff. And I was like, I really don't know what you're talking about. But I did go to her site and I checked it out, and I really was like, I feel pretty good. I don't think I have a yeast problem. I was watching her posts, and I didn't really, I don't know, it didn't connect. So I just told her, I think I'm good. And she really did not talk to me much about it after that. Well, fast forward probably about a year and a half later, one of my dearest friends, who I'd known for, I don't know, 21 years, I think at the time, her name is Sally Bass. I don't know if she's on vacation, so she might be on this call. I think I saw her jump on. You're not on my front screen though, Sal. Anyways, she she posted about Plexus, and I caught that post and was like, what are you doing? I literally called her that night and said, what's going on? I've heard of this stuff. Why are you going to use this? And so we chatted for a little bit, and I knew Sal had some health struggles that she had been dealing with. I had prayed with her about those things and just walked that journey. And I just knew that things were not going well for her health. And so, she just said, hey, I don't feel good. A friend from church Miss Jamie Haskin, had talked to Sue, and Sue started, and Sue had similar health issues that Sal did, because, you know, they're twins, y'all, if you don't know that. So identical twin sisters. So they very much are twins, even in their health related stuff going on. So Sue and Sal signed up. Sue signed up first. Sal was 2 weeks after that, and they both went straight to Facebook and started posting, and that's what I caught. But I was crazy because I had already heard of it, and then here a dear friend is starting it. And little did she know that I was actually getting kind of annoyed with some weird health things that were popping up. Nothing crazy, but my exhaustion that I thought was due to teaching, and I really still thought it was due to teaching, was just getting a little bit frustrating. I was drinking crazy amounts of coffee, 2 pots a day with my husband. It wasn't just me, but we were making a pot in the morning, a pot after school and work. I was still working out. I was still eating fairly healthy, but my clothes were getting tighter. I don't know. I just felt kind of puffy. My hormones were a little out of whack right around. I never struggled with PMS ever. I always had super easy cycles ever since day one when I was a teenager, but they were getting very strange. And I literally thought that this is probably what happens after you have 3 kids and you're getting closer to 40 and, you know, just things start getting out of whack. Maybe I'm having early menopause. No big deal, right? I didn't know, but I was annoyed because I was really moody. It was like a switch would go off. It was the week before my cycle. I was super crabby. It came out at school. Had a short fuse. My kids, I wanted to eat everything in sight. I was extra tired. And then it was almost like when it started day one, that switch went off and then I felt okay. I was better. It was very strange. So I was getting a little annoyed with that. And then also Kevin was struggling with some high blood sugar issues, gluten sensitivities. His doctor, he'd gone to the doctor because he had chronic gut aches and bathroom issues. Found out he had high cholesterol, and his doctor was like, you really need to start making some changes. Now he does not, well, he ate pretty healthy too, because he ate what I cooked him, but you know, you can't control every minute of your spouse's day. So I don't know what he was always having outside of eating at home, but it was affecting his health and he didn't feel good. And so we watched Sal we weren't ready to go right away. I watched Sal post for 5 months, and Sue, because Sue was posting too, but I didn't know this Jamie girl yet. So I had no idea what she was doing. But Sal and Sue were both posting about Plexus, and they were educating a lot about yeast overgrowth and hormones and blood sugar balance and inflammation and gut health and how that's all tied into everything. And I was ready to go. I don't know how many months in, but I think probably a couple months in, but I was nervous to do it. And because of the cost, because I remember had looked it up a year and a half before that and really kind of blew it off because I felt good then. And I saw the cost. I was like, we don't have margin in our budget to add that in. I was the bill payer for the most part in the family, and I knew what came in, and every time my paycheck came in, I was budgeting out, and there was not a lot left at the end of the month. So that's part of the reasons why we didn't do it before. Well, I didn't feel good this time, and Sal was posting, and I was like, you know what, I need to try this. Kevin one night said, okay, let's do it. So I was really excited. We went straight, I called her right away. We ordered, and I went straight to Facebook, and I posted, took a screenshot of the Plexus like word, and that was my picture. And I put it on Facebook, and the very next thing is I got 2 messages, negative messages, one from a family member and one from someone from my church. And I remember, taking a deep breath and going, you know what? I don't know. And I just thought, you know what, Lord, I don't know what's going to happen here, but I'm not going to let other people tell me what I should do with this. You know, I trust my friend. She was feeling good by then. Remember, she had been on the products for 5 months. We had actually had a girls' weekend earlier, like a week or so before I actually signed up. And I remember talking to her a little bit more about it there, and I was really ready to go. I was just waiting on Kevin. And so I decided that, you know what, I don't care what people are going to say. That family member, I wrote a very nice message back that basically said, you know what, I think I can do my own research and see what this is all about. And then the other one, I actually started asking questions about what she had been taking. I started to ask questions because I was like, everything that I've been reading, people are having amazing results from this. I don't know what you were taking, but maybe you weren't being coached well. Maybe you didn't take the right things for what you needed. And that's kind of where I started. Was I literally just poured out my trust into Sal and Sue, and then Jamie and Tiffany and Fallon. And I decided that I'm going to give this a shot, and I'm not going to turn back. And guys, too, I had already done an MLM beforehand. So posting on Facebook, that was one thing that I remember saying to Kevin, what are we going to do? How are we going to pay for this? It's going to be $250 a month for you and me to do the triplex. And so where's that going to come from? And he said, you know what, let's try it, because it's either that or I have to go on medications, and who knows what that's going to cost. So there's objection number one, right? Like, if the cost, medication or something natural that you are seeing other people having victories from. And I really don't want to be taking medication forever, because that's probably what you're going to end up doing when you start getting into those realms. And so he said, why don't you just do what Sal's doing? Can you post on Facebook? And he knew that I had already done an MLM. And so I posted those deals on Facebook. So I didn't really have that fear of people making fun of me for selling something. I thought, because that other product that I was sharing was a good product and people liked it. And I thought, well, it's social media, I can just put this stuff out there. So I figured that's what I would do with Plexus too. I didn't have any idea what I was talking about. I may have a health background in elementary physical education and health. But, and I'd taken some classes and done research, and I knew health, but yet not gut health and blood sugar and inflammation and all of that science behind it. That was very new to me. So yeah, there was a little bit of fear there, but I thought, you know what, how hard can it be? And I've been learning from what Sal shared, so I can probably do this too. And I'm sure I'm going to learn as I go. So that really was my attitude when I started, you guys. I went in it with a why not attitude. And I think that is probably, I'm not to my tips yet, but that is probably one of my biggest things too, is why not share? Why not keep going? You don't have to know everything. We've all started at the same level. I think sometimes people look at diamonds or even golds or senior golds or whatever. They look at their sponsor and are like, well, you've been sharing about this forever. You already know all this stuff. You had all these things that you were telling me. You know where to find the videos. We all start in the same place. Nobody knew where to get this information. And I'll tell you what, we didn't have near the stuff that we have now. Like, there's a YouTube channel, we have info sheets. We've got these team pages that are packed with guides and training. And we do these team calls every Monday night. We do book clubs to learn more about the business side and to grow ourselves professionally and personally. There is so much information that you can just trickle into your life and you can learn and grow from. So there really is no excuse to say, well, I just don't know how to do this. Neither did I. But I literally turned it around. I turned it around and went, well, I can learn. And so that's what I did. And yeah, I spent a couple Saturdays, probably more than one, but I remember sitting one specific Saturday, because literally all we had was a PDF file that had the triplex broken down ingredient by ingredient. It's probably still in our team page somewhere. I know I have it saved on my laptop. I should put it in here so you guys can see it. But it's a PDF file that literally just somebody had gone to in Pink Power. It was probably Fallon got it from somebody, Lori or whatever. But it was a file that just one by one went through every ingredient that was in Slim, BioCleanse, and ProBio 5, the benefits of each of those ingredients. And I sat down with that PDF file one Saturday while my kids were watching cartoons with a cup of coffee and my water and my Slim. And I was in my pajamas for a good chunk of the morning. And I read through that, and I actually researched each one of those ingredients just to make sure that that file was true. And then you know what I did? I tweaked it. And then I saved it to my computer and I printed it off for any time that I went and saw people. And it was like 3 pages long. So like, that's what, and I sent people messages too with it, but that's what you've got to do. You've got to be willing to sit down, learn, look stuff up, because the information is there. Okay. But slowly but surely, just to speed through this part of it is, I shared from day one and never stopped. And slowly but surely, people were watching and asking questions and reaching out to me and answering back when I would reach out to them. And people started joining. And you know what? It really is a matter of not quitting. answering questions, finding answers when I didn't have them, not being afraid to tell people that I didn't have the answers, and then going and finding them, asking questions, just continuing that learning process and not stopping the reach out process too. And then, what we did after that was we just helped people love the products. We kept sharing every single day. You guys, I used to copy every post that Sal shared, every single one. And we had like 50 of the exact same friends. And so probably about 3 months in, I was like, wait a second, all of our friends are going to see the exact same post if they would see it. So maybe I better scroll back like 4 months and see if I can find something old or friend some more Plexus people. So that's what I did. And then I would borrow posts from Jamie, and I would borrow posts from other people, and Tiffany and Fallon and Sue and other sidelines, Brittany and Cody and Rochelle and all of these other ladies that I was meeting, and so many of you that are here too. And that's what we did. And that's how I learned. And from all that sharing, and reaching out to people, answering questions, people started loving their products, and we had a great system. You guys, we have an amazing team that is supportive. I mean, absolutely nobody has any excuse to say that I don't have support here, because even if your sponsor bows out and their sponsor bows out and their sponsor, you have an upline all the way up. Oh my goodness, how many levels that will support you. I've coached a level 9 before, you guys. Like, it doesn't matter. And seriously, everyone in between, not one of them, other than there were 2 people in between me and that level 9 that were working the business. That's it. So those other 2 people, the 3 of us that were working our businesses, helped to coach that level 9, and so you don't have an excuse to say, I don't have anybody above me that's helping me. There is no excuse. You do have an upline, and everybody in our upline here is rock solid. I mean, you guys all know the trainings, you've been on these calls. And so that we are here, we're in it to win it, and we are lifers. And that's really how I kept going, is not quitting. So 14 months after we started, we really snowballed, and I had so many rock stars join my team, women that just truly loved the products. There's some men too, but not as many men shares. But the ladies that joined just love the products, changed their lives, flipped so much around, got rid of medications, just absolutely life-changing stories. And they did the same thing I did. They just kept sharing. And 14 months later, I hit Emerald. A year after that, I hit Sapphire, stayed at Sapphire for 2 years. And then last year hit Diamond in May, and really it's the moral of that story is not quitting, and the only way to fail is to quit. It really is. And that's with anything in life. It's with exercise. It's with nutrition. It's with raising your kids. It's with friendships. It's with anything. If you quit working at something, it's probably not going to turn out very well. Okay. And this is no different. Posting for 3 months and then saying, oh, nobody's joined me. this isn't going to work out. Yeah, no, sorry. I've been posting for 5 years, and guess what? I still have people, and we have people joining us. I have people joining me now that watch me post for 5 years. I've had people join now that I've been reaching out to off and on, and some of them have said no 3-4 years ago, but they said yes now because they've seen that I've not given up and that I still love these products. We still talk about them. We sing their praises. We're in it because we love it, and that trust is there. So you don't stop after 3 months because you don't even know what's going on at 3 months. I certainly didn't, so you really have to just keep going. I want to give you some tips here and we started a little late, so I'm gonna use that excuse and BU's combining here, but I won't go over too long. But I wanted to give you 5 top tips, and a lot of these are just so basic, but I just want to give you my spin on them and how it related to my story. And I am going to read them because they're over here. And otherwise, you guys, I get way off track if I don't read some of that stuff. But, the biggest thing about this is you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that you can do this. The products and the company are here. They're here. They're amazing. You've seen the testimonies. You're all in Gut Health, Happiness, and Beyond. Those are real people, everybody on this call, 132 people, and then the hundreds of people that couldn't get on or are just not committed to Monday night calls yet, those people all have a story. You think about your own teams and all those people have a story. There are thousands of people and they're real people. And that was one of the first things that I remember thinking is, Sal she wouldn't lie to me about this. If she was feeling better, she's not going to lie about that. And same thing with Sue and with Jamie and with Tiffany and Fallon. And you've heard all these stories. Like, I don't know some of these people, but why would they lie about this stuff? We're telling the truth. These products are hands down the best. They're clean. They are something that we need every single day. They help root health. I mean, we don't even need to go into all those details because you guys should know this by now, but the products and the company are hands down the best. The integrity there, our leadership is amazing, and they love you. They love each and every one of you, and everything they do, they are doing for us. They're doing it for the health of our country, for our world. They're doing things to help people financially. I mean, seriously, what more can we want? Like, we have $1 joints. You guys, they don't have to give us all these specials. When we first were doing this, there was no specials. We had to give our own deals to people. They did not have codes. We did not have perks. We didn't have all of these things. We didn't have dollar join fees. Or if we did, I think the first one I remember was like July 4 weekend or something after I first joined. Like, it was spaced out. So they are doing everything they can. And all these incentives, these extra bonuses they give out that they constantly have doing month after month, they're doing everything they can to help people launch their businesses forward and to put that money in your pocket. So 369 is incredible. And the fact that that's going to happen for this entire quarter is amazing. They are doing everything they can. So the company, the products, hands down the best. Network marketing. Seriously, you guys, I worked second jobs. I worked in a coffee shop, which I really enjoyed, and it turned me into a coffee snob. But like, I like a good cup of coffee. I know how to make a latte. I know what I like, but I had to leave. And I got that job before I had Peyton. So I was married, but well, no, I even got it before Kevin and I were married. So I worked in a coffee shop for 6 years, but you know what, guys? I had to leave. I had to go to that job. I had to work on weekends. Kevin had to be home to watch Peyton. I had to be gone. I worked other little side jobs for extra cash. Network marketing is where it's at. We're already sharing things that we love. Why not get paid for it? Why not get paid for it? You're not going to buy your vitamins from Walmart and they're not going to give you a kickback on that. You might get a coupon or buy one, get one free, but we all know they don't work anyway. So that's why I never took vitamins before Plexus, because I knew they were junk. And I was like, well, what's the point? Even if I do the buy one, get one free, I probably isn't going to really help me anyway. So we've got quality here, but we also have a company that's going to reimburse you for sharing what gift this is. So you can do it from home. You can do it in the nooks and crannies of your day. You can schedule it out. I mean, I was teaching PE 4 days a week, you guys. I was putting my post up in between. I was switching schools every day. I was putting my post up in between going from one school to the next. After I parked the car in the parking lot, not on the road, but like I would post, and that's when I would post, and I would do follow-ups and phone calls after my kids were out of the gym for the day and I was waiting for my littles to get to my gym so we could go home. I would make dinner and I would be sending voice messages while I was making dinner. I mean, it's really what a lot of you guys are doing already. That's when I built my business, was while I was busy teaching and raising Keaton was 5 at that time. So 5 and, oh man, I can't do math right now, but 5, 10 and 12, something like that. 5, whatever, 9 and 11, something like that. So my kids were young. They had homework. They had activities going on. I was busy, but that's when I built my way to Emerald, and I just didn't make any excuses. I did it anyway. And Kevin, he works long days. There were nights that he would just he would go to the barn and he'd go just hang out and tinker in the barn and work on stuff. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch TV. I might as well, why would I watch TV? I might as well send some messages and do this. And honestly, like, who wouldn't want to be on a call like this and meeting new people and helping people get healthy? That to me is way better than sitting and vegging out in front of the TV. This was like my lifeblood. And by the way, I talk to little kids all day long. So this was like, such a gift. I mean, seriously, this was such a gift, this community. As you could probably tell, I like to talk. So it's fun to visit with people and to hear their stories and the impact that you can make from that. So all of that can be done from the comfort of your home or from your car or from vacation or whatever. I built my business while I was camping, while I was on the road, going places. I do calls when I'm traveling across the country to go see family. It can be done anywhere. You just have to make the choice to do it. So network marketing is amazing. This team is amazing. I mean, I don't even know if I can tell you guys all the blessings that we have here, but I think you guys know. Again, like I said before, we have rock stars to the side, all the way up, and we have strong, strong leadership. And these people have put these systems in place. Like, I only did the things I did because Sal told me to, because Sue told her, Jamie told her, Tiffany told her, and Fallon told her, and Lori told her, and so on and so on. That's where we learned this from. And these girls have multiple diamonds under them. They're wildly successful. And it's because they kept doing the things and they listened to their leaders and they didn't question everything and they just kept going. So this team is amazing. I mean, we have people on the leaderboard every single week, seriously. So this is where you need to be. You are in the right place. I need you to believe in your goals and know that you can dream for anything. When I first started this, I have to tell you, I didn't want to teach anymore. 3 years before I started Plexus, I didn't want to be a teacher anymore. There were some changes that were happening that I wasn't comfortable with and stuff going on. And I just didn't know if I wanted to keep teaching for another 30 years. And I didn't want to really switch schools because well, honestly, and it's hard to switch schools as a PE teacher. PE teachers don't like quit very often. They kind of stay for a long time. Think about your own PE teachers over the years, and so I was scared about that, so we weren't able to really move at that time. So it was scary and I needed to make a certain amount of money. So I was scared and I just didn't, I felt stuck, and we were stuck financially. I already told you that, paycheck to paycheck. We didn't have much left over. And it was hard. So I didn't really know what I wanted when I started Plexus. I wanted these products. I wanted to feel better. I wanted them paid for. And then when things started to roll, I was like, wow, God, what are you doing here? Could this be it? And that's when we would talk about it, and I'd listen to calls and I'd watch the Diamond Docs and be like, okay, Lord, I think this is my way. This is what you want me to do. This is how I can dream big. And this is how I can have opportunities for my family, how we can get out of debt, how we can exchange our van whose transmission is going to go out literally months, just maybe a month or so before I hit Emerald. I mean, there are God-sized things that happen when you dream and you give them up to the Lord. He will answer those for you, but you have to be willing to think outside the box and actually do that dreaming. So don't forget to make some goals and make them scary and do them anyway. Do them anyway, because God's going to bless that. And I'm sitting here in front of you as a witness to that in my own life. I mean, I could tell you lots of stories about that, but trust me, you need to dream and not hold back on those. And you guys, you really honestly can do this. You can do this. If I can do this, you can do this. Again, busy mom with young kids. I've worked other jobs. I could have said I didn't have time. And there were things I said I didn't have time to do before, but you know what? Gradually, I got rid of those excuses because I knew that the things that I was saying I didn't have time for were going to help me grow. And guess what? They did. Getting on team calls, getting on book clubs. I said no to those things too. And once I started doing them, that's when I started growing. And then guess what? I got to lead those things. And that was scary. And it still can be scary. Just ask Sal. I texted her that today. Had some butterflies in my stomach. Sometimes that never goes away. But you know what? You do them anyway. And then you realize, man, this is fun. And this is something that you can impact and affect and really help other people get out of their fears and show them that you can do those things too. And what comes from that is your own growth in your own business. And so it's a huge gift. So that belief is a biggie. The other things I will shorten up big time because they're simple. Do the things every single day. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 1 was believe, and all those things that I just shared. Tip number 2 is do the things every single day. Don't stop. Don't stop posting. Don't stop messaging people. Don't stop following up. Don't stop getting on team calls and book clubs. Don't stop helping people love their products. Make sure you keep going. That's the only reason that I'm a diamond. That's the only reason that I got here, is because I didn't stop. It truly is. There's going to be times where you're going to have to do more. And if you want to get there faster, you're going to have to do more than the minimum. And that's the truth. It really is. The more people you're talking to about Plexus, the more people you're talking to about Plexus. The more people you're talking to about the business, the more people you're showing the opportunity of what this can do to change their financial future. You have to talk to people, so if you're going to talk to one person a day, it's going to take you a little bit longer. If you're going to post once a week, it's going to take people a little longer to take you seriously, because newsflash, not everybody sees your posts every single day. Okay. So you might have, 500 friends, but if you only post once a day, not all 500 of those people are going to see it. You got to post every day. Okay. At least 5 or 6 days a week. And you got to do it consistently. But you can't just dabble at this. You have to be in it to win it. That's when things happen. Okay. Number 3 is be willing to learn. Talked a lot about that already before, but you've got to learn as you go. Don't think don't wait until you know everything. Please don't. I didn't know anything. And I know a lot of other people on this call too definitely pushed the send button, freaked out. I was just on a call today with a new team member with a level 1. So we're doing a 3-way call, just a welcome call to hear her story and to tell her what this could really do for her. And that's what my level 1 said too. She didn't post for a while, and when she did, she was freaked out. And it is scary to put yourself out there, but you know what? Look at all of these people that are doing it anyway. And then look at the thousands of other people to the side and above and below us that are doing things anyway. So just learn as you go. You don't have to know it all. And I'll be honest, people actually appreciate that. They do. Sometimes I talk too much, and I'm a little worried that I'm going to sound too much like a know-it-all. I have to make sure that I stop and listen to people's stories too, so that I can really hear their hearts. But that's really what we did. We just listened to people's hearts. We heard what their health struggles were, and I was shocked. I was seriously shocked at the people that were telling me their health issues. And so many people are silently struggling with their health and their finances. We all know that those are the 2 things that people lose sleep over at night. So why not share something that you know is going to help both? Okay. But you got to make sure that you're coachable and you're willing to learn and do the things. Don't try to blaze your own path. It's okay to do new things and to try different things here and there, but don't try to do this by yourself. It's truly, seriously, like I said, we've got an upline that they have paved the way, and we do have systems that are in place that are even more than when I first started, and when many of us first started here. So we have such easy things that you can do to get started and to keep going. Okay. But you have to keep going. So make sure you're coachable, get on all the things, listen to your sponsor, just be willing to learn. Okay. Be a student. And that's like with anything, like I had to go, when I was a PE teacher, I had to go to conferences. I had to keep up on my certificate. I needed to do research. I needed to look up new games and hear what the new innovative things were for PE. And some of the things were a little weird, so I would just like poo-poo those things. But I mean, seriously, and some things come back around again. Like dodgeball was a big like foo-pa. Like, no, nobody do dodgeball. That's like bad news. And now it's like, it's a city rec activity. Everybody loves dodgeball. So, like you just never know. But you'll just be willing to learn. We all have to do that in any other job that we've ever done. So make sure that you treat this that way too, and you will gain fruit from that. Number 4 is stop making excuses. I think I've shared that with you too here. Like you're going to come up with an excuse for everything. And you know what I learned how to do? I did them too. I made excuses too, but I talk to myself in my head a lot. Here, you guys know a little secret about me now. I do a lot of self-talk, but I also talk to God a lot too. And I have learned that, I like to look at things from both sides. And for the most part, when I start looking at my reasons or excuses, I find out that it's not really a reason, it's an actual excuse. That I can flip that around. I can do the thing that I'm scared of or don't have time for or whatever. I can sit my family down and say, guess what? I have team call tonight. I can't do Monday nights. I can't do bedtime. Talk to my husband about that, and it wasn't perfect all the time. That's for sure. My son he was a mama's boy. He liked mom putting him to bed at night, and there were tears sometimes, and dad just doesn't read the book the same way, I guess. But, he didn't die. He's okay. He's 10 years old now, and he likes dad putting him to bed. And sometimes he stays up a little later, and that he thinks that's cool too. But, it's these things that were excuses before are no longer excuses now, because I saw them as that. So, if you have things that you feel like are roadblocks, talk to your sponsor, talk to people about it. And I guarantee you, we've all been through it and we've gotten through it. And so, make sure that you're not using the things that are excuses to hold you back. Use them to fuel you. Like if you're worried about, time wise, like use this as a fuel. Like when I earn a certain amount, then I'm not going to have to be gone. I'm going to be able to quit my job, or my hours I can lessen my hours or whatever. I'll be able to do more as, going to school or taking my kids somewhere. I can say yes to things because we'll have extra cash in the bank, like use those excuses as the fuel for the reasons why you need this to work for you. Okay. And then the last thing, you guys, is you just got to love people. That's really what we're doing here, is we're loving people. We're loving people through some really tough stuff. And everybody, like I said, is silently struggling with something. And we seriously have the answer to those somethings. We can help free people from really tough health issues. We have some amazing stories here, and they are true. Like I said, they are true. Those people would not have written their heart out in a post that you can share and copy and paste if they weren't true. Okay. People are struggling financially. I know we were. I did not know how we were ever going to get out of debt. It was a snowballing, just constant rolling. I don't know. It was not going anywhere. And we needed a way out. And like I said, I worked other jobs. I did another MLM company, and they weren't it, and they never would have gotten us out. And this community, the support here, what we do here, I feel better. I felt better, and I could share that. And then the financial benefit of Plexus gifting me for helping other people feel better was just the icing on the cake for me. And now it's like a driving force to help other people have this freedom as well, to be able to say yes to things. You guys, like the dream I'm living now is I'm living in a different state, something that my husband and I talked about for a long, long time. We talked about moving, doing something different. It was a dream he had too. He grew up in the state that I met him in. He grew up in Michigan. We were in Michigan, and he just always had a bug to go somewhere else. And we talked about it. He looked for different jobs, but it was always had to be an equal match. It always had to be, we could not change like the amount of money we both earned, because we had to pay the bills. We had to pay the debt that was constantly hanging over our heads. And last year, when we paid our debt off, we were able to just open the door to wherever God would lead us. And I can literally say that this is exactly where he led us. There's a whole story behind that, but you know what? He left his job 2 weeks before we moved, and he came here without a job. And that was the hugest, biggest gift ever. He didn't work for a month, and it didn't cause a dent in anything. And before, that would have just ruined us, And so to be able to do that, and even now, he's thinking about starting his own business and looking at doing something different. I think he's himself is learning how to dream, something that he never really thought he could do either. But we have that opportunity. And so big things can happen, you guys. 5 years ago when I started this, remember, I only wanted to have my products paid for. That's it. I just wanted to feel better. I wanted my husband not to go on medications, and I didn't want this to be a line in our budget. And God turned it into something so much bigger than that. And it all came from loving people, loving them through detoxes, helping them with their products, loving them even when they quit, because people will quit. It's okay. Diamonds have people quit too. I'm here to tell you, but loving people through it. And you know what? Those people ended up growing into an amazing team. I'm so grateful for the women and men that are on my team, that have done this with me. It's really because of them, because they weren't scared to share. They trusted me, and they had people that trusted them. And it's just the snowball effect of taking care of people and sharing something that can truly change lives. So that's my story, friends. I just really wanted to give you a little insight into just where I came from and how this all got started. And if it's new for you, I hope it was a blessing. And for many of you, you've heard it before. But thanks for hanging out tonight, you guys. And I hope you all have a great rest of your night. We'll see you later. Bye.